Greetings, 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 good people. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are not, welcome back, Royal Family. All right, it's Hot Topics time. Megan Thee Stallion, she popped out with her new man. This was their first public debut on the red carpet at a gala function that she hosted. Peter Thomas and NeNe Leakes sat down for an interview on the NeNe Leakes show right here on YouTube. We're going to touch on that and the Obamas. Okay, Michelle Obama has a podcast, for those of you who don't know, with her brother. It's really good. You should actually check it out when you get an opportunity. Barack Obama was a guest, and she clears up divorce rumors. All right. As you're coming in, folks, please pay your admission fee by hitting the like button. I greatly appreciate it. And I also want to give a warm welcome to the new Royal Family members, the new subscribers. Keep holding it down, y'all. And I also want to shout out, of course, as always, my A1 Day Ones. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the positive feedback. And I appreciate the respectful support and the engagement that you guys show in the comments section. I don't take it for granted. All right, first up is Uncle and Auntie Obama, okay? Let me tell you something. Sister Michelle said, don't mess with my man because I'm going to be the one to give it to you, okay? So like I said, Michelle Obama, Michelle Obama has a podcast with her brother. Great podcast. I really like her brother. Their relationship, I love it. And Mr. Barack Obama, some people's forever president, was the guest on the most recent episode. So they discussed a myriad of things. And of course, they talked about the rumors that were circulating about a year ago that there was trouble in paradise between the Obamas, and one of them secretly filed for divorce. You know how media outlets can drag a situation. So let's hear it from the horse's mouth. But before we do, hold on, let me read this. This is courtesy of the Shade Room on Instagram. Let me switch the screen so you can see what I'm looking at. There we go. All right, so earlier this year, divorce rumors, this is according to the Shade Room on Instagram. Earlier this year, divorce rumors surrounded the Obamas after Michelle Obama was absent from a few political events. And come on now, like the inauguration of Cheeto 4547, y'all thought Michelle was going to show up to that? Anyway, as previously reported, the former First Lady addressed the rumors and denied they were true. So Barack Obama recently joined his wife and brother-in-law on their podcast, and they all jokingly discussed the previous rumors while reiterating they were never true. So let's take a look. This is the third slide. I did watch the actual episode of the podcast, so I'm just going to play this little snippet. Hopefully we won't get clipped for copyright infringement. If we do, and I have to edit this part of the video out, you know where to find it. It's on Instagram on the Shade Room. Most of you have probably already seen it. All right, here we go. Let's roll the dice. Like to hear it? Here you go.
Been one moment in our marriage where I thought about quitting my man. And
Okay,
we've had some really hard times. So we have had a lot of fun times, a lot of adventures, and I have become a better person because of the man I'm married to.
Okay, don't make me cry now. Right at the beginning of the show.
All right, that's all I'm gonna play. I'm gonna give you a little taste. Okay. First of all, look at Mr. Obama with his shirt unbuttoned at the top. Who do you think he is? Okay, so basically, there you have it. You heard it straight from Mrs. Obama's mouth. She said the rumors were circulating about her man, and not once ever has she thought about quitting on her man. So divorce was never an option, according to Mrs. Obama. Now, whether that's true or not, that's nobody's business. You heard what she said. Take it for what it is and keep it moving, okay? I wish them nothing but the best. And sometimes, listen, they've been married for a very, very long time, and they've gone through a lot. You know, her being the first lady, former first lady, I can only imagine what she had to endure while he was in office. They both have, you know, strong personalities. So I don't wish divorce on anyone unless it's a, you know, dire circumstance. You know what I mean. I don't need to go into it. But like I said, you heard it here first, or you second, maybe even third. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are doing just fine. All right, moving this train along. All right, let's get into this Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson pop out. Okay, I'm gonna get into this article, and then I have a video of Megan Thee Stallion being interviewed and talking about her man. But I want to, run through this article really quickly. So basically, Megan Thee Stallion has a new boyfriend. Okay, Klay Thompson. He is a NBA player. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks. He used to play for Golden State, but now he plays for Dallas. I I don't have a lot to say, but I kind of do have a lot to say. But for the sake of time, I'm just gonna keep it cute. Okay. So Megan Thee Stallion had a gala, okay, inaugural benefit. Okay, so she has a charity, and this was their first gala. So there was a step and repeat red carpet. Taraji P Henson hosted, Fat Joe presented, Money Long was there. There were a couple of other celebrities there as well. So this was their debut. Okay, so we've been seeing on social media pictures of them holding hands, kissing. She recently did a video where she was in her panties and she was unboxing some of them demonic dolls that's popular these days. I thought that was weird, and we couldn't see Klay Thompson's face. Well, now it's official, okay? So Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson made their red carpet debut recently at Wednesday evening at her inaugural Pete and Thomas Foundation Gala at Gotham Hall in New York City. Okay, so that's the name of her foundation, Pete and Thomas Foundation. So you can see Megan Thee Stallion looking nice in her black frock, and her man Klay Thompson has on a tuxedo, real black tie. I love it. I love it. I love it. She looked nice. So they were just taking pictures, gazing into each other's eyes, yada yada. They both held each other close, giving big smiles as they took pictures together in front of the step and repeat. So she says is in reference to her foundation. She said that she feels like she's carrying on a good legacy of her family name. She said, "I know my parents are looking down on me, super proud." Okay, Megan Thee Stallion's father and mother are both deceased. So she basically named the foundation after her mother and her father, and basically it focuses on programs on education, housing, health, and wellness, yada yada yada. Okay, so this is a picture of Megan. This is a picture that was on Klay Thompson's Instagram. Megan didn't have any pictures on her Instagram, not that I've seen lately anyway, of her and her man. Okay, there go Megan Thee Stallion, there go Klay Thompson, yada yada yada. It says prior to that, Megan dated Partisan Fontaine. Party Fontaine, he wrote and produced songs for Cardi B, and I think he wrote some stuff for Megan too. All right, let's get into what Megan had to say about her man, and then I'm gonna give my thoughts. All right, y'all ready? Like to hear it? Here you go.
Yeah, and it was such a meet cute. It was like a fucking movie. I won't tell you how, and I won't tell you when, but it was a movie. What's your favorite thing about him? That he's the nicest person I ever met in my life. We met.
So she was asked how they met. She said it was real cute. She won't get into it. She won't tell you. It was a story. This is the gala. The turnout was very nice, very classy based event. Here's what I think. I think, because I mentioned this before when I gave commentary about Megan Thee Stallion and her man, it just makes me wonder, I'm not saying that what my opinions are true. This is just an opinion, just a thought. It's kind of like, why now? Is this a publicity stunt? Megan Thee Stallion has a lawsuit, okay, in a pending lawsuit. The judge stated that the lawsuit can go forward. Her former cameraman / assistant, but I think it was her cameraman, is accusing her of sexual harassment because he watched Megan Thee Stallion be intimate with somebody in front of him, okay? And the judge basically feels that there's enough evidence to move forward with this lawsuit. Also, why not keep this private? Megan is going through 2 lawsuits. She is suing a YouTube commentator, and she is also facing this lawsuit with her former camera guy. So it's like, is now the time to come out with a relationship? Is this all part of like your character, showing that you're, a really nice girl? You throw galas for your charity, you have to. I know that probably sounds dramatic, but these entertainers, these famous folk, some of them still do have publicists. and media people, media consultants or whatever they want to be called this week, right? And they helped image consultants. They help them with their image. So this may look innocent, like, oh no, this is just Megan throwing a. Some of these things are basically engineered to make some of these entertainers look a certain way. So I'm just curious. Why now, you know? But to each their own. I wish them nothing but the best, but it just seems odd. It really just seems odd. It seems like it could be somewhat of a publicity stunt or a publicity relationship. Kind of like how you guys feel. Some of you guys feel that Tiana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, you know, a lot of people think that Aaron Pierre is gay and that Tiana Taylor is his beard and it's nothing but a publicity stunt. Same concept. Same concept. Again, I'm not saying that it is, but it's just really interesting how did they meet? Oh, it was cute. It was a movie. Just know that. There is no story. This was probably put together for publicity. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's my thought. Speaking of publicity, you guys remember the brick lady? Remember this onion head lady that said that a black man hit her in the head with a brick? And she was going around saying how black men hate black women. And that was kind of like a dog whistle for other people to say black men always abusing black women, yada, yada. Well, a woman who went viral after claiming a man assaulted her with a brick in Houston has been charged with felony theft by deception after allegedly raising tens of thousands of dollars in a GoFundMe scam. Now, this is old. This article is older, not that old, like a week or two, maybe more than that. But I'm just coming across this. And I forgot to put it in my other Hot Topics video, right? So someone in the comments said, but didn't a man come out and say that he was the one that did it? I remember watching his video. And someone responded saying that was fake. That was fake. All that matter was they was all scheming, and Houston police exposed the whole scheme. That dude wasn't even living in Houston. His baby mother exposed him. He was just clout chasing and deleted his whole social media. Okay, I don't recall a man coming out saying that he did it. I left out of the group chat of this story after it was proven that she wasn't hit with a brick, but she had an allergic reaction or something like that. Yeah. And she was all over TikTok. She was beefing with people. I remember she was doxing people. I saw a video of her doxing people, getting people's information. This was a mess. And I know that some people swear by the motto, I always believe victims. I don't. Just because a woman comes out and says that a man did something to her, I don't automatically believe her. Same thing with a man. A man comes out and says a woman does X, Y, Z. I don't automatically believe anybody. Show me the proof. All right, that's all I wanted to say about that. Let's get on to the main event. Okay, so NeNe Leakes sat down with her former co-worker and buddy, or frenemy as she calls him, Peter Thomas. Okay, so they talked about a myriad of things. The interview was good. NeNe is getting better at interviewing. She has her NeNe Leakes show on YouTube, on her YouTube channel. The set looks pretty. Things have evolved since the very first NeNe Leakes show episode. And I like NeNe in this element. Here's the thing with people who want to interview people. Not everyone is good at it. I'm just keeping it in my opinion. Not everyone is good at it. I do see NeNe getting better. NeNe definitely has a good personality for, TV entertainment, things like that. But some of the things, it was kind of cringy. However, I think she felt very comfortable, which is important for the interviewer and the interviewee to be comfortable with one another. So it was like two friends, chopping it up. All right. So let's get into this article. Then I'm going to share my opinion. So NeNe Leakes and Peter Thomas are addressing those long-standing rumors about their alleged romantic relationship. The RHOA alums chatted on NeNe's self-titled talk show where they tackled the speculation that they've been more than just friends. When NeNe asked Peter to clear the air, he kicked things off with a laugh, joking, "Nah, tell them we did." I remember NeNe asking him about the rumors, and she asked him, what do you tell people when they ask you that? He was like, no, I tell them that we did. That's what I remember. And she was like, what? Why would you do that? And they laughed. And then he cleared it up and he said, no, he would never, he doesn't look at NeNe like that. And he says he has so much respect for Greg. He kept saying, Greg is my guy. Him and Greg, NeNe Leakes' late husband, were very close. And he said he feels that the reason why people speculate that is because they have similar personalities. And he did call NeNe an alpha female, and he considers himself a alpha male. So he feels like, their personalities are very much alike. So people probably put them together. It also could be because sometimes they would bicker a lot. Bicker, and then they would laugh, and then they would bicker, and then they remain close after both of them were no longer on the show. And Peter has done a couple of interviews since departing from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he's always spoken highly of NeNe. He's never said anything negative or painted her in a negative light. He always spoke highly of her. So as for NeNe, she shut it all the way down, calling the rumors so far from the truth. She expressed that they constantly disagree, leading to arguments, and that Peter rarely shows his soft side when it comes to her. Okay. This interview was pretty cute. I mean, there wasn't anything that was expressed in the interview that I was shocked at. NeNe did ask good questions. I think the sequence of her questions were a little bit there was one instance where he was talking about his mother being still grieving the loss of Peter's father. They were married up until the father passed away. And he said they'd been married for like 60 something years. So he mentioned that. He said, my mother, she's grieving, the loss of her husband. And NeNe just went right to another question that shifted the whole topic. I thought that would have been maybe she was pressed for time, but I thought that would have been a good opportunity for her to say, yeah, grieving is something that's hard because she lost her husband as well. Just, a quick 2 sentences, 2 words to show, empathy for what it is that he stated. But I forgot what question she asked, but it just shifted the topic completely. So I kind of cringed at that. But again, she could have been pressed for time because she had her questions on her little cards there. What else did they talk about? Peter talked about him going to jail. He is going to be going to jail because he failed to pay his taxes. So he explained and went into depth about that. People in the comments were wishing him nothing but the best. They also talked about NeNe being mean. He feels that NeNe was very, very mean. NeNe was like, no, she's very, she said, no, I'm very sweet. I'm a kind person. I wish I would have screenshotted it. There was someone in the comments that stated that their relative worked at a Popeyes and served NeNe at a Popeyes, and the relative of the person who was commenting in the chat said that NeNe was rude and she was very mean. I thought that was interesting too. I was like, dang, I should have screenshotted that. But NeNe can come across as mean, but NeNe did give an explanation stating that, when people see her in the airport and if she's rushing, she says, that's not a good time to ask her for a picture, because usually when you're in the airport, you're not going to the airport to just chill. NeNe is booked. She has places to go, people to see. And if she stops and take a picture with person A, then she's going to have to take a picture with person B through Z. She didn't say that, but that's pretty much in a nutshell what she was saying. And she also said that, she's human. People don't know what people are going through. She could have just had a bad day. She could have been yelling at her kids. She could have just gotten off the phone and things were not great. She says she doesn't like when she's at a restaurant with a friend and people come up to her while she's eating her food. And, it makes it really awkward for the person that she's dining with. I totally understand that. I really do. Sometimes people just don't care. And I feel like I don't know, it's just leave these people alone. I understand you want a picture. And Peter made a good point. Peter said, these people feel like they're connected to you. You're in their living rooms every week and they watch you faithfully. So when they see you in person, they feel like they know you. I get all of that, but sometimes people want to be left alone, and I don't feel that these entertainers, I've said this plenty of times on plenty of videos, okay, of mine. I don't feel your favorite entertainer, musician, whatever, is obligated to stop and take a picture with you. I just don't. They're human. You're a stranger to them. Do you understand how crazy people are? How dangerous the world is? Always has been, but how dangerous the world is. It's like rolling the dice. If somebody that you didn't know comes up to you and says, "Hey, can I have a picture?" and you're like, "What the hell you want a picture with me for?" That's still a stranger. You may feel like you know NeNe, but to NeNe, you are a stranger. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know. I'm a firm believer in giving people their space, because you don't know. Everybody's human. You don't know what people are dealing with, what people are going through. And I'm a person that does not feel that celebrities, entertainers, or whatever they're called this week, are obligated to take a picture with you because you like them. That's a level of entitlement that borderlines delusion, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says. If it wasn't for us, the fans, you wouldn't be making money. No, you're entertained by these entertainers. You pay for the entertainment, even exchange, but they're human, so I could talk about that all day, but for the sake of time, I won't. All right, we're already at 20 something odd minutes, ladies and gentlemen. That is all I got. Ain't got no more. Hey, listen, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Okay, drop down in the comments and share your thoughts. You still have time to pay your admission fee by hitting the like button. Okay, hitting the like button and commenting, engaging in the content definitely helps. I know you hear all of us YouTubers say the same thing over and over again. All right. So we just want to remind you that it is true. The more engagement on these videos, the better the videos do. All right. So again, drop down in the comments, share your thoughts. What do you think about the Obamas? Did you get an opportunity to watch the episode? It's good, y'all. If you haven't watched it, just type in Michelle Obama podcast on YouTube. The episode is going to pop up, and I really like her and her brother's dynamic. I like his personality. He's fun. She's cool. This was a good interview, so check it out. Did you watch NeNe Leakes' interview with Peter? What did you think about it? I like the fact that Peter showed up dressed in a jacket, shirt, and tie too. Such a classy man. Such a classy man. Megan Thee Stallion, do you care that she is dating Klay Thomas, an NBA player? Okay, I know people are taking bets on how long this is going to last. I'm not going to do that. But if you are, drop down in the comments and tell me what you think. All right, y'all, that's all I got. I am signing off. Thank you for your support. And thank you for your time. So yeah, that's it. As always, until next time, I will talk to you later.